All right, guys. So I went to Costco tonight and I came home with this gigantic pack of those creamy puree treats that the cats loves. And you've probably seen a lot of those on the Instagrams, TikTok, whatever, if you love cats, right? So the Catit creamy lickable cat treats, I'm gonna compare this with the Temptations creamy puree with tuna, okay? So the first thing we're gonna compare are the ingredients, okay? I want you to see the premium ingredients that the Catit uses as opposed to the Temptation. The Temptation is also quite a lot more expensive. I bought this four pouch thing, I think for around, I think it was on sale for like $4 or something. So each of those pouch is close to $1, okay? So quite expensive. And this Catit creamy lickable cat treats, how many packs? This is a mega mix pack, 72 tubes, and this sells in Costco for 16 bucks. You do the math, okay? There's a no-brainer on the price comparison. If you love your cat, just buy them the Catit at Costco. If you don't have Costco membership, go get Costco membership because it's a no-brainer. Also, it saves you money in the long run, and they are a very efficient company in terms of business model as well. So huge respect for Costco. You open up on the top for the Catit. The Temptation, you just open from the back. So this is a 4 pouch, and it was so expensive that I barely give my cat this treat, okay, because it was like so expensive, $1 a tube. And the crazy thing is this Catit, the Temptations tube, I'm gonna show you guys a quick comparison. Look at the size difference, okay? Remember, this is 72 tubes for like 17 bucks. Super, super cheap. And we haven't even compared the ingredients yet, okay? You're gonna be surprised. So the creamy puree from Temptation is only 12 grams. This Catit creamy lickable cat treat is 15 grams. So a 3-gram difference in each of those pouch. Can you imagine that? Your cat is gonna enjoy it quite a lot more. And if you're like us, who have 8 adorable adopted senior cats in the house, you're gonna want everything supersized, right? So definitely a no-brainer. And I'm gonna now just do a taste test to see if my cat is gonna have any good reaction to this creamy lickable tube. So it's 72 pack, okay? But it's got 4 different flavors. So it's got chicken liver, chicken shrimp, salmon, and tuna. So before we start the actual taste test, I want to compare the ingredients because I think that also sets apart the Catit with the Temptations, all right? So I'm just gonna use one example that I haven't scratched off. So we're gonna use chicken and liver recipe, okay? So if you look closely, it's got water, first ingredient. Second is chicken. Third is modified tapioca starch to add the creaminess and the texture. And then you got natural flavor, actual chicken liver, the oil, locust bean gum also to make the texture. And then you have taurine, which is an essential supplement for cats. Now you don't really need the taurine from this lickable tube. Your cat food should already contain taurine, but they do have this as an added benefit. You only have 0.1%, so a very, very small amount. You have a minimum protein content of 5%, fat 1%, so this is pretty lean. And you have fiber about 2%, and moisture, that's your main ingredient, which is water, 90% water, okay? So in this tube, 15 grams, if you times 19%, this is probably like more than 10 to 11 grams of water, and the other 3 grams, 4 grams is gonna be those ingredients on top, okay? So not a very nutritious food. So don't feed this to your cat as actual food. You still need to feed your cat actual food. This is a treat to make them happy, okay? So now let's take a look at the temptations, okay? So it gets interesting because if you look at the first ingredient, of course, water. Second ingredient is chicken liver, and this is the tuna flavor, by the way. The third ingredient is chicken byproduct, okay? And then the fourth ingredient is tuna. And then the fifth is chicken. The number 6 is pork liver. And then you have pork byproduct. And then you have, of course, vegetable oil, tapioca starch, protein, gum, and some other ingredients. And then at the very end, taurine. So in terms of processing, the Catit is going to have minimum processing as opposed to this, Temptations, which is highly processed. And it contains byproducts. What the byproducts are if you go to those slaughterhouses, they throw away their chicken, they throw away their chicken bone, the chicken feather, whatever, all the feathers, all the bones, and other kind of like gizzards, whatever, all gets grinded up. So that byproduct, if it's chicken, it's gonna include feathers. So keep that in mind, okay? If it's pork, it's gonna include hairs and other kind of weird stuff that they all grind up for the pork byproducts. So the Temptation is heavily processed, which I personally do not prefer, okay? The Catit, if you look at the ingredients, it's minimally processed. Even though the main ingredient is mostly just water, it's still minimally processed, okay? So that's really good. And let's look at the, of course, the analysis. So you have 3.5% protein, 2.5% fat, and 1.5% fiber. So this one compared to this, it's gonna have less protein, it's gonna be more fatty because it's got a lot of livers and the byproducts, and about similar amount of water. So in terms of healthy benefit, even just for a treat, the Catit triumph the Temptations. This thing is super pricey, super expensive. They give you very little. And now I discovered this is for selling Costco. I would never buy the small pack ever again. Now, let's go to taste test. Hopefully, cats would love it. I want to find a way to mount my camera somewhere, because it's kind of hard for me to hold it and then do a taste test, but maybe we can do it. Let's see. I'm gonna find my scissor. I'm just gonna cut the top. And very slowly, I'm gonna try to squeeze this out. Let's see, let's just use some sort of, let's just use this. Here. Oh, wow. Now, right off the bat, this oops, she doesn't like it. Let's try sweet pea. Oh yeah, cupcake. Those two guys, the two gangsters, loves it. All right, fight for it. Now this thing feels more like meat, while if I have the Temptation out, the Temptation is more like watery puree. This thing actually have more solid, okay, compared to the Temptation. So I think this is one, it's gonna be more healthy. Second, it's more cost effective. And it's kind of hard to see because those are texts that they cannot distinguish. But once they smell it, they will go for it. All right, this guy. So this guy used to live in our backyard. He's a little shy, so I always have trouble giving him food by hand. But he will eat everything. So there's no doubt if I leave this some of those for him, he's gonna go and eat. All right, let's try sesame again. Interesting. All right, now she gets it. Maybe they couldn't distinguish red color for some reason. Let's see. All right, good. So the, what flavor is this? This looks like tuna or salmon. Yeah. So salmon, usually not every cat's favorite. I have salmon flavored, not flavor. I have salmon and turkey cat food, wet food from I think American Journey, and yeah, some cats like it, some cats doesn't. So that's not their favorite. So I'm gonna try to give this to whoever likes it, but let's try the tuna, and I don't think anybody is gonna refuse tuna. Okay, all right. So again, they do have an area that you can just, let me see, scratch off. All right, so I probably shouldn't even need to cut it because there is, so this is a tuna flavor. All right, they're a little finicky. It does look like poop or diarrhea, whatever. But cats love it, so yeah, enjoy the feast. Yep. All right, so I'm gonna go find Benjamin. Okay. See if he's gonna get some of those. Here's Benjamin. All right. And he's a little under the weather today, so we'll treat him a little better with tuna treats. Seems to love it. All right, I'm gonna give you more. It's kind of hard to do with one hand holding the camera and the other hand trying to squeeze at the same time. I'm just gonna get some more on my hand so he can enjoy it. Here we go. This is pretty much the whole tube just for him. Maybe too much. Yeah. So that's about 15 grams, guys. But then remember, about 90% of the 15 gram is just water. So not much nutritional value in those food, but they do make your cat really, really happy, right? So that's really great. Yeah, I want to just wrap it up here while Benjamin's finishing it up. I think the Catit is a much, much better and a much more healthier, less processed, lickable cat treat for your cat. Okay, I always like to look at the ingredients. If it's got too much byproducts and a whole bunch of weird chemical stuff, that's not good for your cats. Even though they may make it more flavorful by adding some other artificial flavors or whatever. This is the real stuff, okay? It's all real meat and just water and meat, pretty much. And as you can see, even he's under the weather, he finished it perfectly fine. Now, the only flavor I'm gonna have doubt on is gonna be the salmon flavor, because not all the cats love salmon. So that's gonna be 18 of those tubes. Hopefully you can find a way to have your cat eat it. I'm gonna squeeze out the last bit. Yeah, so rest of the flavor are all very, very good. Look at that. He loves it. Yeah. Just cannot stop. All right. So that's all. Yeah, overall, I'm very impressed. Again, really, really glad to find this lickable cat treat. Again, it's a popular item, and I'm glad Costco carry it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section down below. Otherwise, I hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, please do hit the like button or subscribe to my channel for more maybe cat-related videos. Thanks again, guys, and take care.